Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. And if you are still watching this video, I'm very sure that you are a serious candidate for the upcoming Delta Module 1 exam. Okay, today what we are going to do is task 5, the biggest hurdle on paper 1. Yeah, this is the final question and it's worth a massive 50 marks. 50! So it's a lot, and it tests your ability to analyze the authentic text like a real linguist. So I should say it's a make or break task. As you may have already known, there are 2 parts. The first one is genre, you will get only 5 marks, and part 2 is language features, 45 marks. Okay. So before I show you this one, I would like to go to the picture first. Oh wait. Yes, like this. Can you see the screen? Yes. Okay, so number A is always asking about features. So in the exam, you can see different types of authentic text, such as a leaflet, a website, or maybe a news story. And you will have to spend around 40 minutes on this entire section. I mean, for part 1, it is a short one, so it only worth about 5 marks, so don't sweat out a lot. But for part 2 is for B, C, and D. They are quite heavy. So you have to analyze the specific language items, like a lot, like full form, meaning, use, learners errors, possible learners mistakes, and also about pronunciation. Okay, so let's have a look at this one first. This is the question from one of the questions from the past papers. In this task, for part 1, they ask you to identify the feature of the text specific to its genre. So for me, not for me, all of the Delta candidates will think of it like clocks. C is for content, so what information is typical, like this is a website, or this is about a recipe, ingredients, recipe. L is for layout, how does it look, like with the columns or with the bold text, bullet points, kind of. Another one is organization. So are they chronological order? Are the paragraphs chronologically ordered? Or is it about problem solving structure, or sometimes interview question and answers? G and L. G is for grammar and lexis. So are there a lot of passive voice sentences, or maybe imperative sentences to give comment or to give some instructions? And S is for style, formal, informal, or neutral. Like you can see that there is the use of contraction. In that case, it is for informal. So let's have a look at this one. And the most important thing is I highlight here, you must provide a line number and an example from the text. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. I would like to write it down here together with you. So what do you think of the genre? You don't need to add the title in the exam. For content, what do you see for content? For me, let's have a quick look. You can pause the video here. I'm also reading this. It is a website and also links to access, right? Like sign up or go or like that. So they are links, okay? And also testimonial. Here, all my life I've been a long reader, blah blah blah. This is the member comment, so this is what we call testimonials. And then you also need to give like line number 29, example line number 29 to 37, like that. Also give the example, but now I don't want to make my video very long, so let me skip some of the things. Okay. Okay, so this is the content. How about layout? Layout is, I see two columns, the first column here and the second columns here. So columns like left side and right side, and also use visuals, ULU, M and S columns, and visuals, right? Visuals with a banner and with those join noun or this sign in things, right? Sign in, sign up things. So they are visuals. I will also add like that, banner, logos, icons, and also bowl, like welcome to book crossing, bowl. Yellow. Okay. And anything else? We can see header, footer here. Header, footer. Okay. CLO. How about organization? Organization is like sections with a specific topic each, right? Like members comment section, book crossing section, this one. Okay, so this is the organization. Short paragraphs. Short paragraphs. Okay. CLOG. Grammar. How about the grammar? Grammar, and also we should think about lesses, right? Grammar, lesses. Okay. So a lot of simple sentences. Simple sentences. And also website sentences. Oh, what happened? Sentences, and also website related lesses, such as sign in, click on, right? How about style? CLOGS, style. Style is informal style. Informal, like colloquial. Written style. For example, they mention like how, or here they also mention like that's it. So they are like colloquial style. Okay. Another thing is I think that's enough. And for grammar, I can also say he used a lot of imperatives, like leave it, join, okay, join, help spread the word, yeah, things like that. So this is imperative patterns. Okay, imperative patterns. Okay, so let's move on to another question. Another question is, B, starting from B's. it's a big part. So you will be asked to analyze a specific word. Here, the specific word reads, reader, reading, read by others. So you will be asked to analyze a specific word or sometimes phrase or even a sentence from the text. And before you write anything, I want you to look at the rubric, the questions. I mean this one, the questions, because it will tell you to analyze the item in terms of only three categories: form, use, and sometimes meaning, and sometimes pronunciation. But here it is only form, meaning, and use. Okay, so if you write about pronunciation, you are just wasting time. So you don't need to write down about those unasked questions. So focus only on what they ask for, what you are asked for. So read the rubrics very carefully. Sometimes they only ask form alone. Okay? So let's quickly break down these tasks. And what you need to include for each is, like for number B, it is form. Form for read, new readers, reading. Okay. So reads. Recycling reads. What do you think of reads? Wait. So reads. Reads. So what is this? Reads is kind of a noun. So form, reads. Form is plural and also countable noun, because we can see it puts s. So, and this is nominalization from verb, right? Nominalization from verb, from the verb read, and then we make it noun. So nominalization from verb. Okay, this is the first read. How about meaning, use? It is informal, of course, and it is talking about books and or reading things. Maybe a magazine, maybe something. It is related to books. So reading things and anything else. No, I can't think of anything. So let's move on to another one. Reader, from line number 13. Reader. Reader form is, it's a noun. Noun. Don't just say noun. It's a countable noun and singular. See here, I wrote down plural. You need to give very specific thing here. Singular, and what else? It's a reader, so it means put the suffix er, not put, at the suffix er to the infinitive verb read. Okay. And what else? Reader. It is a direct object, right? A new reader. If you want to know whether it is subject or object, let's go to line number 13. 10, 11, 12, 13. Anyway, it might find a new reader. So it is subject here. Might find is verb. A new reader is object. So here it is an object. We have to think direct object or indirect object. So this is only direct. One object, so direct object. Okay, let's move on to meaning and use. So it refers to a person, obviously. And what else? Always go back to read. We are talking about line number 13. Reader. Okay. Reader. They don't want to repeat the word people, person to person, people. Okay. So the writer does not want to repeat the same word. That's why he used reader. So it is to avoid repetition, and we can also say it's kind of substitution. Okay, this is what I can think of now. Let's move on to another one. Another one is, where is it? Oh, where did I wrote down? Sorry. Refer to a person. Oh, I didn't write it down. Refer to a person, and what else? To avoid. Here. Sorry. Your study partner is clumsy sometimes. Sorry. Okay, another one is reading. From line number 20. Reading becomes an adventure. So it is clear that this is subject. And reading, it is charan. It is a charan. At ing to the infinitive verb read. Okay. And meaning use is it acts as a noun, right? We can also say nominalization. Nominalization. Write down as many points as possible. Okay. Nominalization. And anything else? Rough. Nominalization. And nominalization, sorry. And also, what does it mean? No, nothing else, right? Okay. How about the last one? If you can think of more than that, please write down in the comment section. I also would like to see what you're going to answer. The last one is picked up and read by others. So picked up and read. So the this is passive form. Regular verbs. The same pattern as the same spelling. The same spelling as the base form of the verb read. Okay. Anything else? Meaning and use. Part of the verb phrase. Picked up and read. Okay. Means chosen, right? Means chosen. I think it's enough for this one. Here, my friend, I would like to remind you something. In the exam, for the form, this is about the grammatical breakdown. So as I have mentioned here, for example, if the question gives you pencils, for example, pencils, don't just write down this is noun. You have to use plural, countable, and also common noun to get marks. For example, if it is for verb, if it is a verb, you should write down everything about tense or aspect, and also voice, active or passive, or like first person, refer to first person if it has S form, like if it has S or ES, it is with the subject verb agreement. So first person or second person, you can also refer to that. And if the spelling is changed, you should also write down write down the details. For example, add ed, because add ed to the infinitive form. For adjective, it's also the same. Like for example, pretty, prettier. For prettier, you also need to say the Y of the original word, pretty, E-T-T-Y, pretty, changes to I before the ER suffix. You need to write down like that. So please don't forget it. And this is for the forms. That's how I study. I will show you. I will show you this one. When I study for Delta Module 1, I wrote down a lot. And then I check it with my tutor and also with my online friends, my study partners. Okay, wrote down. I wrote down a lot. Also to practice my handwriting, the speech, and believe me, my whole and the whole was numb after that 3-hour writing. Okay, yeah, I study a lot. Yeah, I made some mistakes, but it was fine. We can learn from the past mistakes. So here is my very quick shortcut, and I'm sharing all of the things I have learned from that Delta Module 1 preparation. For the meaning, sometimes you need to put, not sometimes, you have to put synonym, especially for some phrasal verbs like put up with, so it means tolerate. And for use, meaning and use, for use, sometimes it is like pre-modifying an object. For example, a pretty girl. Oh, I use pretty a lot. At the time, for pretty, this is the adjective, and then you also need to add what am I supposed to write? Pre-modifying the noun girl. Yeah, you need to write everything. Okay. Well, that's what I remember in my brain. And pronunciation, for pronunciation, this is the most challenging one for me, because I need to, that's why I wrote down a lot to memorize the phonetic samples. You must use, my friend, you must use phonemic script. Okay, my friends always remind me, no script, no mark, whenever we talk about that one. That's why here I wrote down the script, like intrusive intrusive yeah, I am, I was amazed, I'm amazed, amazed. To becomes with a schwa sound, have become have. Foreign liaison, foreign, such a. Okay, like this. Okay, for the short time, this is elation, short time. Like I also would like to write down something here, but I'm not sure how I should type. For example, next door, like here we can see the elision, right? Next door. Okay, elision of T, next door. And another one is like 10 bottles. Here 10 bottles. There is the assimilation of the sound because of the neighboring sound. The sounds changing to match the neighboring sounds. So 10 and sound becomes M. Okay, 10 bottles. And another one is like walked in at the time, worked and in. So the final consonant joining the next word's vowel. So this is what we call catenation or linking. So we should write down like walk, wait, worked in, I, the capital I, okay? But on my keyboard I can't write capital I. Walked in, yes, okay. And also like in don't you, at the time don't you, T sound change, don't, T sound change to ya sound, don't you, sorry, I mean don't you, T and ya, so it becomes ju, don't you, ju, how can I write ju? Like cha sound. Oh, I have nothing here, so let me draw. Don't you, so it will be like that, don't you, don't you. Okay, so these are the things you need to be aware of, my friends. Let's move on to another question. Here is talking about relative clauses and relative pronouns. The third one is asking about use of relative clauses and relative pronouns. Oh. It's kind of challenging. Wait. So what can I add here? Okay. For this one, how can I get back? Wait, how can I get back to writing? Oh, I'm really bad at using technology, what a shame. Yeah, test box. Can I add another one here? Oh no, at the time I have to remove that. Oh, sorry, my pals. Oh no, I messed up. Sorry. So here, book crossing, I will put it down for a bit. Okay, so number C, it is the use of relative clauses and relative pronouns. Relative clauses and relative pronouns. So this is about comma and where, comma, where, blah blah blah. And we only need to talk about use. See, not about form and meaning, use. So this is a non-defining relative clause because we can see the comma. So extra information, it is adding the extra information, not essential. Okay, not essential. Okay, use comma. Okay, this is the use for number one. Okay, let's move on to number two. A book registered on book crossing is ready for adventure. So it means registered. It's kind of it is the reduced form, right? reduced passive relative clause. Because if we try to write down the whole sentence, it would be like a book which is registered, a book which is registered on, but we reduce it, so it's kind of reduced passive relative clause. Why we use reduction? To make the sentence more concise and cohesive. Concise and CISE. What am I writing? Concise and cohesive. Okay. Another one is who. So the use. The use is, it's also the same, non-defining relative clause. Yes. We can also add like that, introduced by the relative pronoun who. So here also the same, right? Introduced by the relative, is it pronoun? This one, where is not pronoun, it's adverb. Relative adverb, where. Okay, good. Yeah, we are good enough. This is also additional extra information. I don't want to repeat the word extra, that's why I put additional information. And anything else? Okay, so not essential, use comma. Okay, yeah, I think that's enough for number C. Let's move on to number D. Number D is used books, found a book, crossing book, like-minded. Okay, meaning use. Okay, number D, used. Used is, we have to check the form again. So used is past participle, right? Past participle. Used book, so add as an adjective. Okay, pre-modify the noun books. Okay, and anything else? Pre-modify. How about meaning and use? Meaning and used. Used. So it is the state of the books. State of the book, like not new, because this is used. And anything else? Not new, or not new is enough, I guess. Not new, pre-owned, second-hand. Okay, how about another one? Found, the form of found. Found is also a past participle, right? Past participle. It's a reduced question, like found a book. So reduced question of, have you found a book, crossing book, right? And anything else? So far I can't think of anything else, so let's move on. Meaning, use. Let me know what you think of in the comment section, it would be a lot helpful. Another one is meaning and use. Meaning and use is like, what is it about? So we use ellipsis, right? ellipsis. Reduce is called ellipsis because ellipsis creates a direct and informal style. Okay. And another one is like-minded. Like-minded. The form of like-minded is a compound. The compound adjective. Compound adjective. Like is. I don't. This is not the form. For this one, meaning and use is for like-minded. Like people who share similar interest, right? People who share similar interest or hobby, but I think interest is enough here, I guess. Passed on. Passed on. What do you think of passed on? For passed on, it is passed is it is passed on. It is passed on. So passive voice, and past is past participle, irregular form of past, and on is particle, or shall we say preposition, part of the phrasal verbs or multi-word verbs. Okay, how about the meaning and the use? Meaning and use. Okay, move here for a bit. Meaning and use. Meaning and use. Well, it is passed on. So what is it talking about? It is talking about the book, right? So to focus on the book as the subject. And another one is like pass on is handed to other people, right? Handed to other people. I think we have enough. Okay, number 2. What problems of pronunciation are used book? Pronunciation, used books, used book. So as a learner, try to speak it out, like used book. So used books. So what can learner? What will be the main problem for the learners? Used in books. Used books. Used book. Like there will be like elation. Maybe they will not elite. Used book. Like, how can I write it down? Used books. Are they going to write books? No, not that one. I don't know how to type this one. Sorry. Books. Books is okay. I don't know how to write down sound. Use books. Maybe they accidentally, or they might forget. They might forget to not elation, right? They might forget to. They might not pronounce D from used. They will pronounce only used books. Okay. And that's all I can think of for this one. Please help me if you have any other ideas. And another one is as it is passed on. As it is passed on. As it is passed on. ASS. Maybe they might overpronounce the weak forms. Yeah, they might. Actually, as it is passed on, right? So we don't need to pronounce the full ASS. So overpronounce the weak form like S. How can I write it down? We only need to pronounce S, right? S. Sit. 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 Okay. Sit and also passed on. Passed on. Maybe they might pronounce maybe they might pronounce separately, not use the linking sound, because as it is it should be S. Oh wait, as it is, okay, as it is, as it is. But they don't pronounce, they don't use the link sound. They might not use the link sound. As it is. And what else? It is, okay, this is capital I for it is sound, but on keyboard I don't know how to type this. As it is. And passed on. They might not change the sound. Passed on, not done. It will become ton, right? Change the sound D. It should be like passed on should be pronounced as passed on. Ton. Oh wait. A not R sound. Passed on. Actually it should be odd sound. Passed on. Yes, it is passed on. So they may make such type of mistakes. Wait, I would like to draw like that. Here I means what I mean. Come on. Yes, what I mean is this one. It is sound. And here it's also this. Here I would like to add this one, book. And here what I would like to write down is passed on. Passed, right? Passed on. Okay, friends, I think we have discussed all of the things for part A and also for part 1 and also part 2. So the problems, let me type it in another thing. For the problems, we need to check. For the problems, I think common difficulties like common difficulties, and also some of the rules for assimilation, elation, and catenation. This is liaison. Okay, so let me give you the final bonus tips. So this is the final checklist, okay, not the bonus one, final checklist, my friend. So we have to use the bullet points, and another one is, this is just based on my experience, we need a lot of time management to write down things. You need to practice writing on paper by hand, okay? So this is really important for me as a slow writer. So time management is important. And for number 3, phonemic script. Okay, wrap up. You need to do the revision. I highly encourage you to practice the phonemic script. So let's recap our winning strategy before I finish the video. So for part 1, genre. So for part 1, we talk about clocks, content, layout, organization, grammar and lessons, and also style. And then the most important thing is you need to put features plus example. And for the second part is part 2. For part 2, right? Oh, wait. Yeah, for part 2, read the rubrics carefully. Just answer what you are asked for. Don't give more answer. You will not get marks. Okay? So, well, I think that's all it is. Okay. So if you found this video useful, please subscribe for more strategies and more videos to revise before your exam on the 3rd December. I will be your study partner. So good luck with your studies, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.